Greetings and hello, strength within a woman. Hello to you, lovely lady. You are coming from work, you are coming from campus, you are coming from a business meeting, you are coming from so many different places, but right now you are here. So feel at home. Welcome, as I'm going to be calling in our guest. I'm excited about today's topic. You know why? I'm not very familiar with the built environment. I'm not familiar with engineering, so I am looking forward to hear from our guest tonight. I'm inviting her now. Oh, hi, Hoshi Khadi. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Forgive me for butchering it. Hi, Deborah. We're going to talk engineering tonight. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm calling her in. It's gonna be for her her first time coming in on Instagram. So just be patient with her. She may not be able to know how to actually get in here. Anyway, how are you doing? Tell me how you doing. And she's here. Tiyani has joined. Tell me, guys, how are you? How are you, Mamzo? How are you, Hoshi? How are you, Deborah? How are you guys? I'm just waiting for her to come on the live. She is here. She's joined. How are you doing, guys? Don't let me talk alone here. How are you guys doing? She's asking, how do I get in? Okay, you need to accept my invitation. You see, engineering people. I'm good, Deborah. I'm good. Okay, she's sending a request. Let's review it. I'm good, Deborah. Thank you so much. Let's accept this engineering person. She's not used to digital stuff. I'm good, Deborah. Okay. Hi, Noma. Noma is here. So our engineering guest has joined, but she doesn't know how to come on screen. Someone please assist her. You know, yeah, engineering people, not very digital. Hi, sis. How are you? Tiyani, you're gonna have to request to be on my live video because I did try to invite you. I'm gonna invite you again. Let's hope you're gonna be able to accept this. How are you doing, Noma? Noma is here. Okay, I'm really holding, you know, thumbs here. Okay, she's trying to get in. I'm calling in her again. Come on, Tiyani, come true. Sorry, guys, she's struggling. I'm accepting again. When she comes live, don't worry, we're gonna sort her out. I'm good too, sis. Thanks. It's good to have you here. I actually want to hear about you. What do you do? Let's see what you do and see if we can actually bring you back here, bring you up here on this live. It would be nice to engage with you. Okay, I'm gonna try to invite Tiyani again. I hope she's gonna know how to go about it. Deborah Mwinke, all the way from the DRC. Bonsoir, ma sœur. Bonsoir, vous allez bien? Bienvenue ici en ligne. Some of you are like, what? Yeah, we're gone now. We're talking French. Okay, my guest is struggling to come in. How do we do this thing? How do we do? She's struggling. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and invite you again. Okay, let's see. Okay, request sent. Come on screen already. Yes, she's here.
Finally.
Engineering people. People. You see, you're being exposed that you are on the other side. And I'm also trying. Are you seeing? Is there text written in my screen? Link na bio.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know how I got that there. Okay, now it's gone. Hi, sis.
Hi.
Engineering people.
Yeah, must confess, this is my first live ever, so I'm like,
okay, man, it's okay. I already told our ladies here. I was like pardoning there on your behalf. Welcome to the digital side of things.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome, sis. Thank you guys for your patience. Merci, Deborah. Thank you, Norma. Thank you guys for your patience. We're gonna have a lovely time here. Welcome, Miss Nkuna. Welcome. How are you?
Is my lighting okay?
I'm good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Sis, it's okay. We can calm down now. All is good. All is good. Okay. So welcome, Brighton. Just a bit of background, as I always do on these lives. So this is Strength Within a Woman conversation. And it's part of the Strength Within a Woman organization, which focuses on women who are entrepreneurs or aspiring to be entrepreneurs, and also who are in the professional space. So then what we do as an organization, we empower women through different kind of things, workshops, training and development, especially those who are in business. We also do events, annual events. And I decided then to, at least in the first quarter of the year, to do what we call ProfessionXplore. So this is where remember back in high school, where in grade 12, you visit universities, perhaps towards the end of the year. Is it towards the end of the year or earlier? But where then you go there, then you're going to see like different tables being set up of different fields. Then they tell you a bit about, okay, so in science, this is what happens, to help you choose your course when you're going to varsity. That is normally called a career fair or career day, So this is that concept, but then obviously virtual. And I think what I could say is the difference, or an add on, as a contribution would be, I'm also trying to eliminate that chasm between our parents, or guardians, or the older generation, and the younger ones when it comes to advising and helping the kids to choose better. Because when we grew up, our parents thought, or those jobs that are the jobs to have, is your mainstream type of jobs, mainstream type of professions. It's either you're a nurse, you're a policeman, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, those mainstream. But you can't just be like, Mom, I want to be an artist. What? I always say this, I'm a graphic designer, and my mom still doesn't know what that is, So in the beginning, that may not have been the best choice of, start studying, like I could have, chosen for her, but she can see how it's working out. So then, but we still have other parents out there who would want the best for their kids, but may still have the old, way of thinking about professions. And we just want to be able to help children, well, not kids, but your high scholars, and also mothers, to both be exposed to different kinds of professions. For example, your one, I would like to assume it's often male dominated. And if now a young lady who's doing her matric can see that, but Tiyani is there, so I can actually pursue such a career. Oh, I thought I could only be a nurse or a social worker because I'm female. Anyway, so I think that's what we're trying to do. So we've had amazing ladies in the previous segments, but yeah, people have been following. So I think I'll just go straight to you. That was just my preamble. And to also maybe help you, get into the feel and whatnot. But I'll definitely hand over to you, and I'll guide you, and we'll just have a conversation. It's not a interview with a gun on your head type of a thing, but we're conversating. But I think one of the first things we would want to know is, where are you from? Where are you born? And your upbringing, your primary school, your high school, and the likes. Over to you.
So thank you so much, and thanks for having me. And good evening to everyone who's watching. So yeah, my name is Tiyani Nkuna, and then I was born in Limpopo, in a village called Malamulele. So in a village called Mchipisi, which is under Malamulele district. So that's why And in terms of primary, I went to a village primary school, a public school, high school as well, around the area. And tertiary, I went to Deepened University of Technology. That's when I did my diploma in building, and then from there I went to TUT, where I did the BTech in quantity surveying.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In high school, which subjects did you choose?
Okay, so in high school I was doing maths and physical science, geography and biology then. I don't know what they call them now, but
Was that by choice? Did you already have in mind what you wanted to do in university?
no, I had no idea what I wanted to do. It was that thing of you know, you are good at maths, then
Okay, I
you
see.
should do engineering, you know, that kind of a setup. But I was not really sure of what I wanted to do. And even when I went to tertiary, I first did electrical engineering and course
Okay.
up until N4, and then I realized no, I'm not cut for electricity. And then I wanted to do civil engineering, and then from there I was like, I didn't get space actually in civil engineering, and I didn't even know what quantity surveying was, what building was
Mm.
that at that time, you know. But that's where I got space, so that's how I ended up in the field. But there was no proper guidance as to this is what you should do because you like this.
Mm.
It was just
Okay.
maths students are expected to do engineering,
Mm.
medical studies, and the likes.
Okay, so when you were starting university, it's not that you had like a full insight as to what you were getting yourself into.
No, I had no idea. I had no idea.
So then how was your first year? Did it
It was
somehow meet your expectations or even aligned a little bit with your wildest imagination since you are not aware as to what this course is all about? How was your experience in first year?
I think it was just that thing of navigating through whatever choice you have made. And I really didn't have much background on the qualification. And I just started learning more about it. The more I interact with other students, the more our lecturers back then gave us guidance. So, but as to what is it, what it is, I had no idea.
Okay. So would you say towards the end of your studies, would you say then you started enjoying it? Would you say, do you regret ever studying quantity surveying? Between, or yeah, the difference between when you started and when you were graduating, what can you tell us about that?
I think I grew to love it, and
Grew to
uh,
love it.
yes, and I also discovered that it's a different field, and it was enjoyable as time goes.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I started enjoying it, and I started loving the idea of being in construction. It was a thing.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So even when we do our training, when you're wearing white hats, you know, it carried a form of
Mm.
um,
And
pride.
the reflectors.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm asking this question because some may start, like with a course, and the first year may be like horrible, and not even horrible because of what it's offering, but horrible because number one, it's not what you wanted to study. Number two, it's not even meeting your expectations, and so I'm also trying to, because we are also dealing with those who are in high school who are yet going to study. And realities like are really vast, such as there may not be space in the most desired course. And let's say there's an availability in quantity surveying. I wouldn't want someone to just totally discard a course, to say, you know what, take that leap of faith, to say, you know what, give it a try. And this is by no means saying that one should study what they do not love, what they do not want, but at the same time, eliminate one way or another that fear, of the unknown. I studied multimedia technology, and I can tell you now, I had no idea what it was. I just saw and heard the word media, and I thought, that's it. I'm going to be in TV, television, doing, I'll be a presenter of some sort, or whatever the case is. So I was not as clued up. First year, first term, I was like, what did I get myself into? Because now there was just designing and coding and computer stuff. I'm like, why are we even in a computer? I'm supposed to be with the camera. You know what I'm saying? But then I gave it a chance. And second semester, I started enjoying it. Second year, third year, fourth year. So I'm sharing that to say that, you see, as much as you can say you had no clue, but you actually gave it a try. So that is what I wanted to get, because we are promoting academic excellence. Okay, so no, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So what subjects did you cover in varsity?
The ones that so we were measuring in quantity surveying. I think we did. I don't remember most of the of the subjects from first year, second year, but I think we did in terms of I remember most of the BTech subjects.
Okay.
So surveying, and then we did construction law, and then we did economics.
Construction law, interesting.
Yeah, and then we did economics in BTech, then construction management, yeah, and then property management as well. Was it property development? I think. Yeah, but we're measuring in now in fourth year. I was measuring in quantity surveying.
Okay, so at what level do you become a chartered quantity surveyor?
Okay, so to be a chartered quantity surveyor, you need to register with the Royal Institute of Surveyor. Yes, so it's Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. Is an international professional body that you need to register with. So they offer different types of chartered surveyors, professional affiliation based on your stream. So in order to be a chartered quantity surveyor, you need to do your reports, you need to do your case study, where you'll share your experience. They require a certain number of experience. There's also there's different streams, so you can either case study based on your experience. You actually send an application through, then they assess that application, and then they'll tell you at what level are you going to start. Some will have to do logbooks, and then some will have to do a case study, and then you share your experience. You do more like you do more like a research type of a case study, and then you submit. Then you sit for the board exam. If you pass the board exam, they give you a PR number. And yeah, you have,
yes, continue.
yes. So and then every year you have to complete a certain level of trainings in order to stay with the profession.
Okay. I wanted to ask, what does that give you compared to someone who does not have or haven't gone or attained everything you've just spoken about now? So meaning then they're not chartered quantity surveyors. What is the advantage, basically? Because after all the board, this and that and everything you've just said now, but what does it give you? What's the advantage? Like if I'm sitting here and say, okay, but I don't need to do that, what would be my disadvantage?
I think with being affiliated with that board, you can work anywhere as a QS, as a quantity surveyor, because it's an more like an accreditation body. So you can go work overseas, you can work around the world, basically.
Okay, so I can't work around the world if I'm not a chartered quantity surveyor?
It depends on the requirements, specific requirements for different companies, but the affiliation gives you that advantage that you can recognized quantity surveyor globally, because that is a global body.
Okay, then I think you've answered me, because then it gives you that recognition. Remember, we are also talking or engaging with people who have no clue what you do and no clue what's the difference between being a chartered one and not a chartered one. I think I told you the first time that I actually thought anything chartered has to do with accounting. I thought you were a chartered accountant. I never knew there's something called a chartered, quantity surveyor. So it's good to know things like these. And now the advantage that it gives you, this then encourages someone to actually go that extra mile. So that's good. Tell me, at your work, in general, you've obviously journeyed perhaps through different companies. What has been your experience working as a chartered quantity surveyor, especially as a woman?
I think when we started back then, the environment was male dominated to some extent. It still is, but we are seeing more women now rising up to be quantity surveyors. So it was challenging in a way that there'll always be stigma that women cannot do certain things. Men can do certain things better. So it was that, but it was both positive and negative, because you'll get to places where you find yourself, it's in a meeting where you are the only woman, for example, and it gives you that recognition that you are doing something that is out of the norm, So it was both challenging and inspiring in the same time.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing that. So I also like the part where you were saying sometimes you'd be obviously the only woman in the boardroom. I like that. I'm not hearing you saying therefore that would cause you to be intimidated or to give you this, make you to fall victim of what is called an imposter syndrome. Where you feel like you're not supposed to be there, or are you even supposed to be here, or be afraid to even contribute because you are like, okay, I'm not even sure if what I'm going to say is what is supposed to be said, whatever the case is. But I'm hearing you more saying that actually you felt as you were confident enough to allow yourself to be in the room, to feel, and be in that moment, and Mamzo here says powerhouse, and I totally agree on that, and definitely other men while you are there may either feel intimidated or actually feel encouraged, and also other women who are not there who would feel encouraged to actually come and be part of something like that, even if it's not in quantity surveying, but being part of spaces where you are a representative of the whole, the species of women. So well done on that. So I want to ask now about your other passion. Now that we've spoken about the academic side, but then I believe you are an author.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
Okay, so I've written a couple of books. Some in English, some in Xitsonga, and some in Chivenda. And I've written prayer books, and then stories, and also inspirational books. Yeah, so
and what has been the inspiration on that?
so
How did it all begin?
okay, so it's funny how it began, because it started off, after surviving a terrible, terrible heartbreak.
Okay.
When you go through stuff,
Women,
you become motivated. But anyway, so it started off as me going through a journey of discovery, finding who I am, especially in Christ, and being able to share my passion and my journey with other people. So I felt stuck at some point, at the crossroad, and I didn't know which way to take. And I started asking God a lot of questions to say,
okay,
what do with my life? And it was in that moment where this gift of, writing developed, because I wanted to share with someone who might be going through similar things that I've overcome, to be able to reach out to them. Because for me, writing is more like expanding your circle in a way, because there are certain people that you will not be able to reach just by talking to them. Some will just buy your book without even you knowing, and they get to hear your story and they get to be inspired. So for me, it was that thing of what God has done for me. Let it not end with me. Let me share, with other people, the love that I received from God.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm glad that it was giving you this. You didn't just want to write for the sake of writing, or wanting to let writing be some sort of a soundboard, but wanting to actually lend an ear to someone else. And I'm saying that because while someone is reading your book, somehow they feel like they are being heard, which is why every time someone reads something, they feel like they relate, like, oh my goodness, exactly. They have all these, like, oh my goodness, I knew it, or I was saying the same thing, all of that. So then we start to feel like actually someone can relate with us, someone can actually hear us, because if you are feeling the same things I'm feeling, that I've been trying to let known to other people, but they have not been hearing or understanding, finally I'm going to feel like, oh, actually Tiyani understands. You know what I'm saying? So then I agree with the part where you say that some people may actually just purchase your book without ever knowing you, and actually be helped one way or another. How many books have you written?
I have 14.
14 books.
Yeah, some of them are translations of the other stories. So the language books are translation of some of the English books.
Okay. But okay, how would you categorize your books? Are they I'll let you as the author to lead us on that one. Because then someone is like, okay, I want to buy the book, but we have people who have taste depending on category, and writers would know these things. So how would you say your books are? What's their style? I don't know how they called, but I do know that even when we go to stores, when I go to Kumbooks, there's categories and categories. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So for me, okay, like I said, I have prayer books, which are
Okay.
more
Prayer books.
which are more like devotions, and then I have inspirational books where
Inspirational books.
I
Okay.
share my stories. That's where I share the first book, Deepened Hope. It's subtitled He Left, They Left, and All Fell
Okay.
Apart, God Remains. So that's where I share the journey. So it's more like inspirational.
Okay.
And I have Christian stories where I have a character, and within that character, I send through a certain message.
Okay.
Yes, so but
Okay.
most, my writing, I would say not even most, my writing is biblical based. So it's more spiritual. The latest one, it's titled Faith, Torment, and Warfare, where
Faith,
where I go deep.
torment, and warfare. Interesting.
Yes,
That's not
so
a book you read while eating popcorns and.
basically. So with that one, it's deep, it talks about, spiritual warfare, faith, kind of, you know, uh, yeah, everything warfare. So it's different stories, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. This is what I actually wanted from you to break it down in this way. So you have inspirational books, you have prayer journals or devotions, and also your targeted subjects in your writing, spirituality, and now you're giving us titles as well. Tell me, for you to write so many books, regardless of others being translation of others, there's got to be where you are drawing from. And so then that brings me to the last segment of this the last part of this segment, where now we're talking to your inner self. Like, where do you get your inspiration, and what do you do when you feel stuck, when you feel overwhelmed? Where do you draw from?
Okay, so I draw my inspiration from God. So for me, everything comes in, like, I call myself a seasonal writer
Oh,
because
okay.
I feel like God takes me through a journey, and when I'm still going through a journey, I don't see the book in it
Mm.
until I'm on the other side of it. And when I'm on the other side, then it all comes, the puzzle now fits together. And I realize, oh, okay, so I went through this so that I can have knowledge to
Mm.
this. So I actually draw my strength from God, basically, and from how he carries me through situations and different, phases of life. And when I eventually come out of a situation, there's already, an idea to say, okay, so now I have knowledge on 1, 2, 3. So it's more like training that I go through, and then eventually after the training, then I get to get the inspiration to. I can sit a month and just write. When is that season? Because
And
now
then you flow. Okay.
yes.
Hmm.
And when I'm overwhelmed, I usually listen to music, pray, talk to a friend. I don't like bottling things up. I
That's good.
believe in, talking. I just have close friends that I trust, that I can, talk to, be bare with them and say, you know what, I'm overwhelmed. This and this is happening, and then, but time with God also helps me a lot. Just to take time, worship, pray, journal. I journal a lot. Okay,
Of course, you're an author.
I'm forever feeling journal. So, so yeah.
Okay, no, thank you for that. I like the balance, because we can sit here and be like, okay, no, like for myself, I love running, I love working out and all that, and my way of relaxing would be that, or reading. But then what happens when that does not even work, and then that's where we can talk about a higher power. So then prayer, devotion, and stuff. But I like the fact that you are also saying, apart from that, you talk to a friend, because the same God actually works through people. So I'm glad that you are not limiting, because then for someone else they may say, but I don't really think I have some sort of foundation when it comes to my intimacy with God. So where do I start? So I can't pray. And I don't really like running or journaling, but having an option to speak to someone, that's actually a good thing. So I'm glad you're mentioning that. So because people still today, they die alone. They go through many things all alone because of these limited options. So I'm very glad you are mentioning that when all fail, or when all does not, is not the channel at the time, because I don't want to also use the word all fail, because at that point it's not necessarily failure, but it's just not the channel suitable for that time. And the channel at that time is just you talking to a friend. So I'm glad you're mentioning that. Thank you for that contribution. Okay, just to balance it, then I would want to ask, just back to your studies, someone who wants to pursue your course, what subjects should they do, those who are in high school? So, what's in grade 10 you choose?
I think they should do maths and physical science. I don't know what physical science is called now.
Yeah, physical science. I think it's just physics. Life science, I think it's life science is biology. Okay, you know what? So
Yeah.
let me stick to informatics and design. But I think you all know what it means.
Yeah.
Okay. So maths and physics. Okay, that's good. And then someone now who is in varsity and they want to now venture out into the industry, they are done, they graduated. What kind of companies could they work at?
I think quantity surveying is quite broad, because they can work in any, construction company. They can work also, yeah, they can work for consultants who are surveyors, consultants. They can also work in government as well. There's always an opportunity for a quantity survey. So the environment is quite broad.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So government and construction companies, you said?
Yes,
Okay.
hence they can work, parastate
Consultants, yes, you
work.
said that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Lita, you late, my friend. You're coming here now. We're done. You're gonna have to go back to the segment and listen. Nice to see you there. Nice to see you, Butomi or Butomi. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I think it's Venda. Blessing has been blessing us with hearts here. Thank you so much, sis. Okay, so I think I'll just let you, if you have any last words or encouragement you want to just drop here for the ladies, and we will let you go.
Thank you so much. What I would like to say is that it is important to believe in yourself in everything that you do. It is important to believe in yourself and to believe that you can take up any challenge. Take up any challenge, and when you work through whatever that you desire, you will be able to achieve. So you should not be intimidated. You should not see yourself as, not deserving or not capable. It's important to see yourself as able to achieve whatever that it is that you desire.
Correct. Ladies, you heard it for yourself. Don't, I'll just summarize it with that imposter syndrome. Overcome that syndrome, overcome it. Thank you so much for sharing. In Xhosa we say andizwa bhoxa or andizwa ngenga. That's just to say I'm not gonna put on more stuff on what you've already said. You've already said it perfectly and well. And thank you so much again for honoring this invitation. I know you've had a hectic week, even a day. When I was chatting with you this morning, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna happen. So thank you for still making time as well. Mrs. Mdodana, you are late, but you can go to this live and check it out all over again. But thank you for taking the time to join still. We are done. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Nkuna. I hope to hear from you again, especially with the books. I want to check out those books. And which platforms are they on so that our ladies can also check?
Okay, they can check some of the prayer books, actually all the prayer books, and Deepened Hope. It's available at Books Online.
Books Online. You go, girls. Selling on Books. Okay.
So they can,
that's good.
From there. And then the other ones they can also purchase from me. We are very quick with delivery, 2 days, 3 days.
Good.
Order. So,
okay.
So
yes. Yes. No, big ups to you indeed, Mrs. Ndodana. They say big ups to this multifaceted woman of God. Big ups to you. I'm definitely going to purchase one of those books. I know you sent me a screenshot of the books. I'll check out one and pick one. I'll be the first one to buy from you. Welcome, Mrs. Magdanela. You are also late, but you go through this segment and watch it again, and you're going to be blessed. Let me let you go, Mrs. Nkuna. Miss Nkuna. Oh, did I just say that? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, I'm not going to try to exit.
Thank you so much, sis. I'm going to love and leave you. And for you who's still there, we're going to meet next week. And next week, it's our last segment. Okay. We'll talk about it. But anyway, I'm going to be having Miss Tuli Sandile. She's in feminine wellness. That's just something else. So she's going to talk to us, and she's actually an ambassador of GynaGuard, you guys who are here. So do watch next week, and we're going to have exactly latecomers. Look at you guys. And you know what? Just let me throw it out there. These latecomers are women of God. Lita, women of God. Women of God. Mrs. Tabisa Matanela, woman of God. Imagine. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much, guys. Let me love and leave you.